Bienvenidos, damas y caballeros. Welcome back to another segment of La Platica. This is Dr. Jose Leyba with Arizona Barrio Stories and Latino USA TV, bringing you stories from our community through our lens, talking about our Latino, Mexican, American, and Chicano culture and the issues that are important to us. Today I have a very special guest, someone I've known since she was about 11 years old. I happen to be her English teacher. Dr. Leyba Ruiz, and we're here for a very important message. So I want all of our audience to really listen in. Dr. Leyba Ruiz was born in Arizona. Her parents are from Arizona. She grew up in South Phoenix. She became a teacher at the school where she graduated from, which is Greenfield Elementary Middle School. She became a teacher at South Mountain High School, where she went to school. She became a faculty member, dean, a vice president, starting out at South Mountain Community College, and spent 7 years as a president at Glendale Community College. From there, she went to be a senior VP for Education Forward. And now here she is deciding to run for the State Superintendent of Public Instruction. Welcome, Dr. Leyba Ruiz. It's always a pleasure to see you and to have you on the program.
Ay, muchísimas gracias, Dr. Leyba. It's always good to be here with you.
So why did you decide to run?
Well, you know, quite honestly, public education is under attack in our state, not only in our state, but across the country. And as a longtime educator, you know, my career, you did a nice job of summarizing that. But that summary is 35 years. 35 years impacting the lives of our students, in our community, making a difference in workforce development and economic development, and it's under attack. We have 1 million children across the state of Arizona who are in public schools. And as we watch public education continue to be underfunded and currently defunded, and the Department of Education at the national level wanting to be dismantled, what impact is that going to have on our children? What futures will they hold? And I thought, you know, I'm retired, or I will be retired. Enough is enough. There needs to be an advocate in charge. Somebody who's going to speak for our students and our educators and our families. And I looked in the mirror and I thought, well, you have the education, the experience, the credentials. You need to step into this race. You can no longer sit on the sidelines. Now is not the time to be silent and watch this dismantle happen all around us.
Well, you know, that's a great message. You know, we want to thank you on part of Arizona Barrio Stories and all our audience for stepping forward for kids. And so it's so important that we have somebody in that department, our education department, that understands and knows education. Obviously, you're eminently experienced and qualified, so we're so happy to have you running. What are the main issues that you're confronting and trying to get the message out to the public, the reason that they need to get out and vote this election?
Yeah, thank you. So we spend a lot of time calling around the state. We're traveling around the state, talking to not only urban areas, but our rural communities. And I'm calling voters all over the place. And every time I speak to a voter or a teacher, an educator, when I ask, what are you concerned about? Hands down, every single response is the universal ESA vouchers that we know are siphoning $1 billion out of public education. It was expected to be just a small amount, and it grew to $1 billion, and I'm sure will continue on because there's no checks and balances in place, no guardrails to ensure that public education will continue to be funded. We're watching stories all across, you know, hitting the newspapers regularly of money not only being siphoned and stockpiled, but of our rural schools having to do their own fundraising for basic necessities. Like, here's a great example. In Globe High School, the home economics teacher had to fundraise for KitchenAid mixers. KitchenAid fundraise, she fundraised $20,000. We know that the Empowerment Scholarship accounts, $40,000 was spent for in-home KitchenAid mixers for our, you know, families who choose.
No, wait a minute. I can't believe that. Now, I know that for many of our public who don't know what a voucher is it basically you can go to the state and get, what, up to $7,000, is it?
It varies.
Okay. To send your child to whatever school that you want to send them to. And actually it was sold under the guise of it's going to help impoverished children, but it's actually helping the wealthy are the ones that are taking advantage of this. So what are some of the other excesses that you've seen out there besides this?
Well, we know in the news the $16,000 cello. We know that pianos. We've seen.
No, excuse me. Who gets to keep those?
The families who are wanting.
So we
to
have the
purchase
state paying for wealthy families basically for a free cello and a piano and other types of equipment?
that will remain with that family. Where you think about, I'll go back to those mixers for a minute, because that's really heartbreaking to me. That this tiny school in Globe High School in Globe, Arizona, has to fundraise for the mixers that are going to benefit hundreds of students, hundreds, versus the $40,000 that has been spent to benefit that one student or that one family, and that will remain in their possession. And that's an example of the fiscal irresponsibility of these universal vouchers. So a family can decide to send their child to a private school,
Right.
homeschool, micro school, and those universal ESA vouchers will cover it, or a portion of it. It's up to, it depends, roughly $7,500 to $8,000 a year.
Right. Yet our public schools are going unfunded, right? I know that many of the districts are looking at cuts,
Yeah.
and those are affecting kids that need it the most in public schools. So I have to urge our voters again and our audience, you got to get out and vote, register, support your public schools so that we can stop these vouchers from siphoning money going to the better, well-off families versus the families that need it the most. So what are other issues with the campaign that you've seen, Dr. Leyba Ruiz?
Let's see. People being very frustrated with the attacks on our educators. So when we are 49th in the nation in per pupil funding, that means that our teachers aren't adequately compensated for the immense work that they do. I mean, we're educators. You become a teacher because you want to make a difference in the lives of your community and your students, and you give your heart and soul to the students in your classroom. But teachers are feeling so attacked that they're not coming into the profession, and when they come in, they're not staying because they're not receiving that support, that admiration, that the belief that they are making a difference, and their hands are tied, and they're getting frustrated. And so when I talk to people from around the state, that's one thing they bring up. Our teachers aren't paid well. We have people in the classroom, because there's such a teacher shortage, that maybe they're not certified in that area that they're assigned to teach. And maybe they're just, I need a warm body, I'm going to put somebody in there. And you think about that, the impact that has on the student's academic progress. So when you don't have a stable, certified, highly qualified educator in the classroom, and you have a revolving door of substitutes, imagine what that has on that child's academic progress. It's going to be stifled.
Yeah, well, that's a great point. Our two grandsons, our twins, were at school, and I remember picking them up from school one day and doing homework, and one of the twins had a regular teacher, and the other twin had substitutes. And so the twin with the regular teacher was talking about this great science activity and all excited about school. The other twin says, it's not fair. We have subs. All we do is paperwork. It's not fair that you have a teacher and I have subs.
Yeah.
All day long. He must have had 7 subs in just 1 year. That's so sad, because let's face it, teachers need to be paid. Teachers need to be respected. Teachers need to be admired. We're both former teachers. I can remember my first year teaching, we were on a year-round schedule. I didn't even have a classroom. I had a push cart with all my books in it, okay? And I think I made like $7,000 a year, okay? Now, we have paid teachers a little bit better, but still, it's not enough, right?
It's definitely not enough. It's every time I meet a teacher, it's always a thank you for your service, because not only are they not paid what they should be, Arizona, the average teacher salary, Arizona is way down here, just like we are in per pupil funding, just like we are in academic progress and academic success, and still they give more. They're buying their own supplies. They're bringing food to help the children so that they have a snack during the day. They are giving when they don't have a lot to give.
Right.
And that's the power of our educators.
So that's a really powerful message. So as we begin to close, now, one of the things I want to tell our audience, fundraising is important in this campaign. And so I'm going to make a plea to all of our audience. Give $1, give $5, give $10. You're going to see the website on our link. And I encourage you all to please donate to Dr. Terry Leyba Ruiz's campaign. She's a real educator. So as we're closing, talk to us a little bit about your fundraising efforts.
Thank you. Yes, we have an amazing team around me, and we have a website that's very active. Follow us on social media. We have an upcoming pachanga.
Okay. Fundraiser. Okay.
Fundraiser on August 17th.
Okay. Where will that be?
It will be at the Corona Ranch.
Okay.
Which is in South Phoenix on 27th Avenue and Baseline.
Okay.
We're going to have 5 amazing bands. And think about the power of this, Dr. Leyba. These bands, because they believe in me and my mission to make a difference in the state of Arizona, they are donating their time to share their talent with us. And we're going to have an amazing group of talented artists. And we invite our community to come out, to learn more about me, to support my campaign. Because quite honestly, as a Democrat, I will go against a Republican machine that is very wealthy and very well funded. This is truly a grassroots effort. I am a career educator. I'm not a career politician. But when I entered this race, I came in with the belief that I have nothing to lose here. I grew up in South Phoenix, never backed down from a challenge or a bully. I have nothing to lose, but I believe Arizona's children and our educators and our families have everything to gain by having an educator, an advocate in this important role as a superintendent of public instruction. So I'm asking for your support. I'm asking for your donations. I'm asking for your signatures on my petition to get me on the ballot, get me elected, so we can protect public education across Arizona.
Well, Dr. Terry Leyba Ruiz, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for being on the show today. And again, once again, August 17th, Corona Ranch, what time?
It's 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Okay, raza, salgan a Corona Ranch el 17 de agosto, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Bring your nanas, bring your tatas, bring your perros, your gatos, bring everybody. Let's make it a big pachanga and let's come out and support Dr. Terry Leyba Ruiz. This is Dr. Jose Leyba signing off with La Platica, Arizona Barrio Stories, and Latino USA. Hasta la próxima vez. Muchísimas gracias. We'll see you again. Adiós. Thank you.